So Nick Scott asks, hello, Mr. Pageau. My question is based on your Patreon video from November 2019. I thought that the icon of the Last Judgment being analogous to the yin yang was very profound and true. I am wondering if it would be fair to summarize your thoughts on this as an excess of the right hand goes down into sin of the right hand, which necessitates a return to or rejuvenates the left hand, and vice versa. If so, your X-shaped diagram could perhaps be extrapolated out to show this return and would end up looking like infinity symbol, right? Like that. Am I on the right track? There's something about that you're on the right track. So I mean, it's hard because some of you might not have seen my Patreon video from November 2019, where I called it something like the laboratory of symbolism. And I try to show people sometimes the kind of frenetic energy that comes into trying to understand the symbolism. And I was talking about how the symbolism of right and left hand seems to cross. And I've seen recent examples of that, which are really strong in tradition from other cultures. I was looking at an image of the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh, you see this image of the Pharaoh where he's got his hands crossed like this. And in one hand, I even forget which hand it is. I think so. In his left hand, which is crosses over to his right, he's holding a shepherd's crook. And then in his right hand, which also crosses over to his left, he's holding a fly swatter. And so you can see in that symbolism, right? The shepherd's crook is there to bring in the sheep, and the fly swatter is there to chase away the bugs, chase away things. So one is to bring closer, one is to chase away. But then the shepherd's crook is crooked, it turns, and the fly swatter is straight. And so, but then it crosses over. So it's like you can see that that's what they're trying to deal with, this problem of how the right hand, and you can see it in the two snakes kind of going like this, where it's as if when you go to one extreme, it turns and becomes its opposite, and then it turns and becomes its opposite. But then when you have two, you have these two sides, right and left hand, which go to their extreme and then cross over and become their opposite. And so it seems like it's something like that. And yeah, your image of the infinity is good, or you can understand it also as the snake. There's an ancient image of a snake that crosses like this, but then at the bottom has the same tail, like the tail is tied together. I think that that's a good representation of this problem, is that maybe ultimately they're actually at the same source, but then they split and cross.